Hi guys, it's Miss Natasha. I'm back. All right, today we're going to do a folding paper lantern craft. I haven't made one completely, so we're in this totally together. What you'll need for that is some tissue paper. You'll need Play-Doh or clay. It's just going to hold your pieces in place while we're adding the paper on the lantern. And then you'll need craft sticks. I would do 20 to 25, which is a little bit extra, but I noticed sometimes when you're gluing the sticks, they're not level. They have a little bend in them, so it's nice to have some extras just in case that happens. You can swap them out. And then you're going to need glue. You can use regular school glue. I actually put Glue All in here from our big jug. The reason I like Glue All a little bit more is because it's thicker, so it will bond better than the school glue. But if all you have is the school glue, it'll work too. I've done these a couple years ago and they worked. So you're gonna start out with, we're gonna start making our body. So you're gonna need 4 craft sticks. And when you glue them on, you're gonna want them to both be, like if you're gonna do them both on the top, just make sure both cross on the same, you don't want like one underneath and one on top. So just add some glue. I recommend using a space that's kind of big that you can not worry about moving the pieces once you get them glued, because it does take a while for the glue to dry, and these like to shift on you, which is not fun. And it's okay if it's a little messy because the glue will dry and clear, so you won't really see the blobs. You want to try to get them as even as you can. Like I said, it's kind of hard because the glue does, or the stuff does shift. So you're going to make a total of 5 of these, just like this. So once you get the 5, I already glued some of these so we can move quickly. So 3 of them will stay just like this. And then 2 of them, we're gonna do the top of the lantern and the bottom. So the top of the lantern, you're gonna do a glue stick, a craft stick here in the middle. And this is so when we hang them up, that's where you can hang your lantern from if you decide to hang it up, which obviously you'll need string for that. So I forgot that and what you'll need. And then the bottom stick, you're going to glue 2 in the middle, just like this one here. And this is where you're gonna put, if you want to put a candle in it, you're gonna do one of the battery operated, like tea light votives. Obviously don't use a real candle because it will catch your paper lantern on fire. So just like a battery operated one. We don't have any of those at the library, and I don't have any at home, so I can't show you, but I know Dollar Tree does sell them in 2 packs, and I'm sure Hobby Lobby has them as well. So once we get these all dry, I'm gonna put the one that is drying out of the way since we have these. This is where you're going to use your Play-Doh. You're going to make 5 sets of balls, so that way we can set up our lantern to start adding the paper. So this is going to be my bottom one. And you don't need to push them really far. It's just so it can hold it up. So when we add the paper on, it holds it up and makes it easier for us. And then these are going to be, they're about 1 inch away from each other. So this is our tops. This is the last one we're going to put on. So you can get out your ruler. I kind of just use my finger here. Like this part here is about 1 inch usually. So we'll do the next one. And then when you're putting these in, make sure they're the same height, which will make it easier when we're putting our paper on. And try to make sure that your Play-Doh or clay balls are the same size, which I didn't do a very good job. It's kind of hard to judge that. Oops. It's a little tricky. And then just for me, because this is the way that I am, I like if my sticks are on top, I want them all facing the same way. I don't think it matters. It's just a personal preference. Oops, I got that in the glue. Oh, come on. And then our last one. All right, now you're going to take your tissue paper. I didn't worry about cutting it because I don't want to worry about like messing up the size. We can trim that after we get it on. You do want to kind of crumple the paper up a little bit because you don't want it to be really tight because you want the lanterns to fold up. It's nice to be able to fold the lanterns up if you want to store them. So kind of ball it up a little bit. Bring it out. So you're going to, when you put the lantern on, you're going to do it like in the middle of your tissue paper. So we're gonna glue the top here, and then hopefully your stuff won't fall over like mine is. All right, so you're gonna add the glue to the top. This is another craft project that does require a little patience because it does take a little bit for the glue to dry. So we're only doing it on the top of the popsicle sticks right now, or craft sticks, sorry. That was a little uneven. You might want to make sure you have a nice book handy because while you're waiting for your the side to dry, you can read a chapter of your book or something. So you're going to press it down. Okay. Now we can do the sides if you just be very gently flip this up, and then you can glue the sides on each side down. So I'm going to work on doing that the same way that we did the other. And then when that all dries, then we'll flip it over. So as you see, we'll just do the glue again. Again, another messy, lovely craft. But like I said, I like the glue all. It's usually thicker. There was still some school glue in here, so there's a nice mix of them. This one is tilting a little, so I'm going to try to get it to sit up. It would just stay in its place. Stay, popsicle sticks, or craft sticks. Okay, so then we'll just put this down, kind of gently press against it so your paper will stay, and then we'll move on to the other side. Then once we get this side done, we will kind of wait a little bit for it to dry before we rock it out and do the last part of it. Oops. You can hear my chair squeaky and it's cracking me up. It's not used to me leaning over like this. So the library does have lots of craft books here that you guys can check out that has lots of fun craft ideas, and I'm going to post a picture of some of them and where you can find them at the library. We will have that posted in the comments, and then hopefully we'll be having some craft projects at the library that you can come see us here in the future. So definitely keep an eye on that. All right, we're gonna press that down. This is a good time, like I said, if you have a book, go read a chapter or two. We're gonna wait for this to dry. All right, guys, so once your 3 sides are pretty well dry, I went ahead and I cut this side, so we don't need this much, obviously, tissue paper, but I just do this so you don't have to gauge. You only really need enough, like maybe like an inch or so, just enough to cover those popsicle or craft sticks. So we're going to trim it. Just be really careful because so you don't take anything apart. So I'm just gonna use my scissors, do a little trimming. If you want to be brave, you can cut your tissue paper ahead of time. I just did that once and I cut it too short, and then, yeah, all my work of doing this was wasted. This is my top, so ideally no one's gonna see it, so I'm not being as particular as I was when I did the bottom, which I already did off camera, just because it would have been really hard for you guys to see that angle. So kind of go a little bigger than you think, because you can always cut off more, but I think that's okay. As long as this middle thing is not, like, you can still tie something on, that's what you need to worry about. Okay, so now we need to flip it over so we can glue the top part. So you don't want to pull up on to get it out of the Play-Doh. So just kind of gently rock it back and forth just to get the Play-Doh at least to lift up. So I'm gonna kind of, oops. All right, as you see, one piece already went. Might be helpful to have napkins nearby. That way you can get any glue that spilled off. Luckily my desk is big enough that I'm just gonna kind of move over. So flip it over, take off these pieces. We don't need them anymore. They did their job. And do it gently, like as you see, I'm not pulling up, I'm just rocking it back and forth. I want to pull up because I don't want to pull on my sticks. I don't want it to it might rip my tissue paper. So just kind of gently rock them back and forth. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to glue our top. So do, excuse me, I have hiccups coming. Oops. Lots of gluing. All right, so I'm gonna do one, I'm gonna kind of get these little ends here too. Do a little extra there. All right, so I'm gonna flip that down, kind of gently pat. I'm gonna go ahead and do some glue just to keep the seam together when I flip that other side on. That way it'll stay. I'm not gonna go to the I did it on this side, but you don't have to go to the very end. Especially since this side's a little bit longer on mine. Not very straight cutting for me. Let's put that down. You can add a little more glue on this side too. Maybe do it on this piece. That way it just stays down. You don't see that seam. And again, the waiting game, because you want to make sure this is all good and dry. Then you can add string or yarn, anything that you want to hang up your lantern. And we're gonna let this dry, and then I will show you it all hung up. Oh, and I forgot, you'll also want to glue down, go ahead and glue this stuff down here. So get some glue on your, let's see if I can turn it a little bit. Let's go ahead and glue down the sides here. We don't need that. Unless you like it hanging up, if you want it hanging up on top, you can do that. It's your paper lantern, you do it the way you like it. I like mine to be down, so I'm gonna put glue on these craft sticks. This one's gonna be a little more difficult. It's kind of staying on its own, some of that glue. Yeah, so just glue that down, do it to the other side, and then pick up that book you're reading, that I'm sure you're reading, and read another chapter or two, and we'll let that dry. All right, guys, once your paper lantern's all dry, it is ready to go. So like I said, look, and then the collapsible part, you can just want to store it, it goes down nice and neat. You'll want to add your string on top if you decide you want to hang it. And then, like I said, you'll want to do one of the battery operated or LED, like little tea lights. You just put that, balance it on our little 2 You want to make sure the two stick one is in the middle is the one that you use, and then you can hang it up so you can make multiples and have nice little paper lanterns you made yourself decorated around your house. I would love to see your guys' creation of your paper lanterns. So if you guys make some, have your parents take pictures, have it hung up, or when they're all done. I did get this idea from someone I follow on Pinterest, so I will make sure that I add the webpage, the link that you can get to her page so you can see. I believe she has a video, and she also has a pretty awesome pictorial tutorial that you can look at too if you would like to do that as well. So thank you guys for joining me today. I can't wait to show you guys some more fun stuff later in the month. Bye.